like that on 3, 1, 2, 3. You like
Oh, there it is. That's the third one. The third version.
And his voice didn't crack as much in that one as it did the Saints one. It cracked, but it didn't crack as much.
Yeah, this is the original.
You like that? You like that?
Okay. Now let's hear here's the second one. This is after the Saints win.
Yeah.
Hey, you held them to 20 points, man. You gave us a chance at the end, but I got 3 words for you. You like that?
Yep. Got way up.
And then here's the new one from
You
Sunday.
like that on 3, 1, 2, 3. You like that?
Oh, inject
A little bit different inflection, too.
Inject it. Well, we've got him in here. Randy Vikes 69. Randy in Cottage Grove. He is the most passionate Vikings fan we know. A student of studying the All-22 film, and he has correctly nailed multiple Vikings draft picks with his mock draft work over the years. Randy, how are you feeling, man?
That the thing you just played makes me snug.
Oh, yeah.
Should.
There's 3 ways you can go with it now, and something tells me by the end of the year it's going to be a few more.
I mean, so far, every week we either do the stud stable or the dud stable. Are you okay over there?
Yeah, I have a new phone and it talks to me sometimes. They call it Siri.
Yeah.
Oh,
Heard of Siri.
Okay.
Every now and again, it just says, "Say Randy, where you're looking for directions to barbecue." I say, "No, I know where it is."
Randy, you looking to party?
Randy, you need to go home.
There's
Randy,
3
you have had
places
too
I
many.
go. There's about 3 places I go, and I don't need directions to any. I know how to get home from them in a lot of conditions.
That's
A lot of
good.
conditions.
Oh, boy.
Well,
We didn't need to know that,
just
Randy.
Be safe.
You didn't need to volunteer that up.
It's just a straight shot, is what I'll say. It's a stud. You just go. It's a right turn and then a right turn and then a left turn.
We should do a stud stable of your favorite conditions.
Well, I think you understand kind of where it all starts and ends for old Randy. We like to have a good time. We
with shots.
Well, this was a frustrating game for a while because the touchdown shots were not flowing. We thought they were early on. We got all snug because we're 1 minute into this thing. We've already had a purple a grape ape, and then for sacks they do the Jello shots, and we didn't get a whole lot of grape apes on Sunday, but we got the W, and that's the one that tastes the best.
Randy,
Yes.
I might have asked you this before. When you do the grape apes, are you doing the races with the 2 straws in the grape ape with your buddies? Because that's what we do when we do the grape apes. And whoever finishes
Declan, you do
last has to
grape
pick up
apes?
the tab. Yeah, I still do grape apes. Of course I still do grape apes.
Sure, yeah, you can do it that way. So sometimes some of the bartenders like to just do dealer's choice. So if you're in the mood for some yag, they'll give you yag, and it's nice and cold.
Little dealer's
No
choice,
yag.
man.
Choice, man.
That's what we're going to do with Judd when we
No,
go out
no
with
yag
Royce
for me.
tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any
Dealer's
yag. I haven't
choice.
done yag since 1992.
You gotta try Rumpelminz is nice too.
Rump's
It's
good.
refreshing.
Yeah, Rumple's good.
It does, yeah. If you forget to brush your teeth in the morning,
You know
too,
what?
a little rumple
Just give me Surly, okay? I can't do shots anymore. I'm too old.
It's gonna be a good. We're right now. I see no reason why we shouldn't win. 14, 15 games.
Oh, wow.
I think you and Judd are on this. Judd has him at 11-1, and then
Yep.
see what happens against the Jets, I guess, once we get there.
After the
Yeah,
next
this
4.
it was a methodical kind of a never in doubt sort of a W Sunday, and they just took over when they needed to and put the gas down, and once again it's a stable full of big stallions, full of big Clydesdales.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would classify it as a never in doubt game, but we don't have we don't have to argue about that.
If
Let's
it
get to
wasn't
the
for
stable.
that ref, if it wasn't for that
Oh.
ref,
Yeah.
that bozo, he didn't just get in the way. He sabotaged that play, and we
Packer fan.
good thing we got the W because we had a strongly worded letter ready to go to the league,
Yeah.
and it was going to raise a few eyebrows if we had to send it.
You're going to mail it with a stamp?
Yeah, to Roger Goddard. We'll send it to him and tell him you got to employ real referees, full-time guys who know what they're doing. It was an embarrassment is what that guy should never be part of a game ever again, ever.
He should be banned from every NFL stadium as a fan, too, for the rest of his
Should we
life.
tell him the commissioner's name, how it's pronounced, or no?
No.
Okay.
Randy, are you ready for your stud stable?
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it. Let's let it fly.
All right, here it is. This is a Vikings 7-1 stud stable from Randy in Cottage Grove. Randy Vikes 69 on Twitter.
Now, this is another stud stable. There's a 6 in a row. if you're scoring at home. And by the way, several weeks ago I said this is going to be the multiple in a row, and old Randy was right. We just keep on rattling off W's, and this is a good one. This was one of those what you call like a signature win, because they pull it all together when they had to. They overcame adversity, and we look great. We look like the tippy top, in my opinion, of the NFC right now. So let's go ahead and deliver out some studs.
Let's do it.
Number one stud is a guy who, I don't know how you're going to keep him out of this stable the way he played and finally found a little bit of pay dirt. I've been putting Zalarius in here left and right, and you could argue he should get a spot too for all the havoc he was causing. But finally, we're going to get his running mate a little bit of due, and that's Daniel Hunter. Daniel, you found the zone, and you got to it, and you buried the hatchet 2 times, 2 sacks. That's 2 sack shots we got off you. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel Hunter, you're a stud.
Daniel.
Here's another guy who I don't know how you're gonna. He hadn't been in it much all year, and then I finally put him in it, and now he's gonna be in it again because he just made the throws when he had to. He got to do his like that thing, and he'll be doing it some more. And he went back into a hostile environment, as they say, and came out, emerged with the victory. And now they're putting chains on him. They're taking his shirt off. Who knows what'll happen next? Maybe he'll go full nude and be Big Kirko, with chains all over his body. Who even knows?
Not sure we need that. I mean, I guess if you're looking for other places to hang chains, but I don't know that we need that. I don't know that we need that.
No. He's leaning into it, and he's having a good time. And Big Kirko, you are a super big stud.
Big Kirko.
I don't need
And
full
finally-
Kirko.
Hold on, Randy. I got a question. How much we've been trying to figure out how much in terms of like the value of the bling that's around his neck. What do you think he's got around his neck in that video? Is it 50,000? Is it 75,000?
I was going to say $600-700, but I don't know. I don't have that kind of a sort of jewelry, as they say. But I'll just say this: it's above my pay grade, that's for sure.
What, do you think it come from a Cheerios box?
$600.
He's the kind of guy who,
I got ripped off.
Hey, let's go. Let's all the
Knock
fans
off.
pull together and get Big Kirko a big chain. Let's get him a big chain. Let's get him one that just says Kirko right across it.
And the O is like a spinner.
Yeah.
And he
Love
needs to, the one thing I will say is a complaint, and this is derailing the stable, but that's all right. The complaint is he needs to cuss more still. He's not. He needs to get animated and really let it fly. And finally,
that's like the final step to Kirk Cousins' evolution.
I'm with Randy on
mixing
this.
in more F-bombs.
Give me more F-bombs.
he
Any day
needs
of the
to
week.
Fourth
cut,
quarter
and
comebacks and
he needs,
F-bombs.
He needs what they call the grills, like the gold teeth up front.
Yeah. Paul Wall. Yep.
Oh, let's make that happen.
And finally, this is a guy who last week I gave him an honorary nod, sort of like an honorary degree. But I sort of said, you won't be surprised if old Randy puts you in the stable here soon. Well, it didn't take long. This is a guy, you want to call him the state of hockey. You guys have this shirt that you don't make in a 3X, but if you did, I'd wear one, the state of hock. And this is TJ Hawkinson. TJ, you come in here and you just put the whole offense on a different level, because now there's a weapon that can draw some of those double teams away, that can make some space across the middle, that can free up some of those guys to fly loose. And you think JJ's good day had nothing to do with you? It had everything to do with you, TJ. You pulled in a lot of catches. You pulled in a lot of catches and some big moments, and there's more to come. That was with 3 days to try, 3 days to learn the playbook. I'm so snug over what's going to happen over the next few weeks with you, TJ, because you belong here. You belong in purple. You're a local guy almost. And you, this week, TJ Hawkinson, are a super duper stud.
Yes, let's get it.
There he goes.
Let's get it.
You held him to 20 points, man. You gave us a chance at the end, but I got 3 words for you. You like that?
And he's gone. And poof, he's gone.
That was it.
That was me.
Phil kicked something.
So I'll show you here. So there's
So mad about the Wolves last night. I can't see straight.
the lighting in here. It's like track lighting in the studio.
Yeah, not good.
And the light just shines straight down. First of all, it's hot. Like the light. I
a little warm.
had a headache yesterday.
Yeah, it gets a little warm.
And
Yeah,
then
next
it
time
also
maintenance.
it
He's
also
back.
just provides shadows all over
Yeah.
for the YouTube. and I'm not tall enough to reach the track lighting. I didn't want to stand on the studio counter because, if I slip, and it was like 7:30 this morning.
It's all over for you.
I didn't want to be like in a,
We find you.
my head cracked open on the ground. And so I found this crate that was just sitting in our studio.
Wait a minute. Do you stand on the crate?
I stood on the crate.
I think that's less stable than the table.
No, if you stand on the edges of the crate.
Oh, okay.
If you stand on the middle of the crate, it's
Yes,
going to
that's
fall in
what I was
like the
like, I don't-
Undertaker and
yeah.
Mankind.
Yeah.
But if you stand on the edges,
But if you slip off the crate, you're not going to
it's like-
die.
and then-
it's like a
if you
foot and a
slip
half.
off this table, you're in big trouble because you're going down.
And then
go
the third
backwards,
option was me going on Judd's shoulders, and then I adjust it from there, I think, would probably be
I'm
the
impressed that-
next option.
So if you stood, when you stand on that crate, it gets you up to the lights, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, I
it gets you
wouldn't
close enough. I don't think these are 10-foot ceilings in here, so it's like 8 or 9 foot ceilings. So you can just
Because the
kinda
light
jump
is
in.
now on me a little bit, so I do appear red,
I didn't put a light on.
like
you,
I might
though.
be drinking.
No,
I
you're
just-
not red. That happens to me when I had to be.
And I'm not drinking.
I had to be worried
Not yet.
about that on Thursday when I did the proposal because a friend of mine sent a tequila shot to me from California. He called the bar, and he literally paid for a tequila shot for
That's
me,
nice.
which was very nice of him. But when I mix liquors, if I'm drinking tequila and then I'm drinking whiskey, for example, like I was pounding Manhattans, old Dex Tweets gets the blotchy and the rashy. I'm honestly having a very mild allergic reaction, but I'm still fine. But it looks
And you're willing
very
to push it
daunting.
anyway.
And I'm still
The
willing
left side
to
of your
push
face
it.
is blown up and puffy, but everything's fine.
Dex,
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
did you have a stroke? No.
Nope, just drinking.
Was there by chance a random bottle of bubbly at your table?
There was.
Okay, just want to make sure that got to your table from old Mackey.
Was that from you?
But they
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
They didn't say who it was from.
I'll be completely honest.
I sent you nothing. Don't worry about
I
it.
literally, I walked in. When we walked in, 'cause everyone was already there. You walked in, and before I even had my jacket off, before I even greeted a sister or my future mother-in-law, they handed me a glass of bubbly, and I just,
Oh, good. I did see you holding it in a picture.
yeah, and I just assumed though, that
they had bought
that
it?
they just that the restaurant
Matt,
poured
I just
the
want to make
bubbly
sure you
too.
guys had some bubbly to
He
celebrate.
almost didn't get the credit.
I didn't need the credit, but when you brought up that you had a friend from
I feel like you
California
need-
sending you a shot, I was like, well, you
I
had
feel
another
like you
friend
need
in
the credit.
Seattle
You
that
just said
sent
that
you a
you need the
bottle.
credit.
Okay.
You just basically said you
I
need
wasn't
the
going to
credit.
bring it up until you brought up my friend in California
Yeah.
got me a shot. And you got a friend in Seattle that brought you a
Just
bottle of
crystal
champagne.
clear,
Yeah.
Dex. I got you nothing.
I know, and honestly, I would prefer that.
Yeah, I don't like.
Because-
Yeah,
Because if you bought me, if you did I think there might be some surly at there. So if they would have got me one, I would have been more surprised. Wow, Judd's really thoughtful. He actually bought me a
Nah.
drink to
They would have
celebrate
said there
something.
was a guy here earlier
Cracking
that was
game, that's where I was.
sitting alone at the bar with
Yeah.
some dog hair on his jacket.
he hates people.
Here's
Yeah.
a third of a Surly Furious left in a pint glass.
He
if you
left.
wanna finish it.
He just left a little bit of the spittle at the end. Enjoy it.
And he left this video. He said, "Can you post it for him
Yeah.
on social media?"
Yeah,
And
it's
just
it's an
airdrop it to him.
afternoon Judd video or something.
Evening Judd from
We're not
Red
sure.
Cow, Red Rabbit. I'm going to tell you right now, one of the best restaurants in town. Let me get to the subject at hand. The Minnesota Timberwolves suck.
I have a Vikings thought here, or I guess something to run by you in a second. But that stud stable from our friend Randy in Cottage Grove was presented by the best underwear we're talking high level comfort here, folks. Chill Boys. It's a Minnesota-based company. You can find them online. What's one word to describe how Chill Boys are making you guys feel today?
Comfortable,
It's a good one.
very comfortable. And I would like to say this though, just to elaborate a little bit, is as it gets cold out, long john weather, which
Yeah,
I used to fear
Oh, no.
because I hated old school ones though, right? Because bunching up,
bunched.
the
Yep.
bunch up,
The
right?
bunch. The bunch.
Chill Boys has ended that to the point where I will wear my long johns with shorts around the house like an NBA player and be mocked by my wife because the comfort is so outstanding and no bunching, Dex.
Just missing a Surly can, just shooting a Surly can
I do that.
into the trash
I
can.
do that. I'm
Chill
criticized. a
Boys,
lot.
Chill Boys should make the one-arm sleeve too for Judd to wear around.
I like
the Allen
that one.
Iverson Chill
Yeah.
Boys.
That'd be.
sleeve.
I'd wear that. That'd be awesome.
Surly, I can see that. I would say at ease. I'm at ease. You know, it's election day too, and we got a lot of things moving on. I'm excited for a big dinner tonight, so I'm at ease with my Chill Boys.
I'm going to use Randy's word and say snug. They make me feel snug. Chillboys.com, Minnesota-based company. Find them online. Most comfortable underwear you're going to find. Also, a shout out to our friends at Livia, helping people lose weight on at least this show and Purple Daily over the last year. We had a few people come up to us at the watch party on Sunday and said,
Yep.
I'm down 30. I'm down 20.
Yep. And so it's not just me. It is our Purple Daily family. We have had notes via emails, As Phil said, at events, people come up and tell us, I dropped 40 pounds. The best part is keeping that weight off. But we've had a ton of people who say, you know what? I'm not from in town. I do everything virtually, but it works out perfectly. And right now, if you join, you'll receive 8 weeks for free. And with the new Flex program, it lets you enjoy the foods you love. So we're talking fruit, pasta, and even bread. It's getting cold outside, so the temptation, stay inside on the couch, right? That you can do, but drop those pounds by spring. 855-GO-LIVEA, Livea.com, Livea.com. That is your website to weight loss.
Just one thing for you guys here on the Vikings front. Ed Donatel was definitely feeling the heat, I think. I don't think he was like on the hot seat, but the first few weeks, people were like, Ed Donatel, who's this guy coming in? So again, we're not going to mistake this Vikings defense for the 1985 Bears or the 2000 Ravens anytime soon. But last year, the Vikings defense gave up 25 points a game. They had the 24th ranked scoring defense in the NFL, 25 points a game. That number is down to 20 points a game this year. So almost a full touchdown fewer points per game from last year. And they go from 24th up to 12th right now. Just behind the Titans, the Jets, and the Giants. And so the 49ers defense is ravenous. They're allowing 18.5 points per game. Vikings, 20 points per game. So I'll take the 49ers defense over the Vikings, but the Vikings have not played many elite quarterbacks or anything. So there's a grain of salt here a little bit, but big jump in terms of basically a touchdown per game jump compared to last year with this new defense. Now that Danielle Hunter's joining the party,
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this. Up until the Dolphins game, I was very suspect, and I understand it was going to take some time, but my concern was certain guys, to me, up until the Dolphins game, looked old. That included Hicks, who I didn't think at that point in time was playing great, and Kendricks, who was playing okay, but certainly had more. Since the Dolphins game, when it appears that there have definitely been tweaks to apply pressure, which, by the way, we'd all talked about, which is why are you not blitzing more, or at least making sure that you get pressure? With that game in the one before the bye, I think it changed completely. And look, the bend but do not break thing doesn't bug me. Like, that's sort of this league. So, like, you're not going to have these elite Vikings circa 2017 defenses consistently. My problem with it was for the first 4 games or so, it was sort of bend. And, okay, we didn't completely break. Now I feel like it's, yes, there are some yards to be had. But the other thing is it doesn't seem to me, and this is just Phil, eye test wise, it doesn't feel to me like there are as much open space over the middle for the passing game. And I really do think that the last 2 games, especially Kendricks and Hicks, have played really well. So it feels like guys are now being put in far more of a position to succeed, which, to your point, is a credit to Donatel, who I was, I think it's very fair to say, suspect about through the first 4 games or so.
There are like yards per play for and against, like net yards per play does matter in terms of projecting whether you're going to win games in the future or not. And like these Vegas sports books look a lot at how many yards per play do you gain versus give up. And if there's a big gap in there one way or the other, then it'll likely, your wins and losses will sort of adjust. But so the Vikings are like, they're one of the 10 worst yards per play defenses. So that is something to keep an eye on. You don't just want to be giving up that many yards. But I'm much more interested in how they are situationally.
Love the situational football. Complementary football, too. Very important.
Yes. And third down percentage this season. The Vikings defense, 8th in the NFL. 8th in the NFL. They're holding opponents to a 34% third down conversion rate. So now on the flip side, situationally, in terms of red zone percentage, so when a team gets into the red zone, what percentage of the time are they scoring a touchdown? The Vikings have the worst red zone conversion percentage defensively in the NFL. They are allowing touchdowns on 79% of trips into the red zone.
Wow.
But somehow they have allowed the fewest number of red zone trips.
Right.
So it's there's some weird trends here with this. They don't allow teams in the red zone. Well, okay, that's great. But once teams get in close, they've had a hard time stopping them. So some things situational football to keep an eye on, I guess.
I just like the fact that they are obviously now applying more pressure. And the emergence of Hunter on Sunday with 2 sacks is huge. And if you look at the stats now, Zadarius and Hunter, the combined pressure is outstanding.
Yep, they are. We went over this yesterday, I think, on Purple Daily. They are, in terms of edge rushers, they have the most combined pressures of any edge rushing duo in the NFL, ahead of the Patriots duo by 1 pressure. And Zadarius leads the NFL among edge rushers in pressures this season. He is 100% back to his form from 2019-20 when he was among the best in the NFL. And then you take him off the Packers, put him on the Vikings.
Right.
No, that's part of the gap. You take Devontae Adams off the Packers, you add TJ Hawkinson to the Vikings. That's part of the gap that we're seeing. And then you add a team rallying around its quarterback and vice versa in Minnesota versus weird vibes between Rodgers and receivers and stuff, and that's also part of.
Why you got to pile on the Packers like that? It's been a tough year for them. Come on. Oh, man, it's so tough.
It's hilarious. So, all right, that's your Mackey and Judd fix for today. You can get some of this merchandise you've seen Judd and Declan wearing the last couple days on Purple Daily and Mackey and Judd on the YouTube channel. The Victory Mondays, the Purple Daily hoodies, the Before I Die hoodies, and T-shirts at scorenorth.com/shop. That is scorenorth.com/shop. We'll see you for a Write That Down Wednesday.